Penis.
And that's how we start. And this is PhantasmaCast with Jay and Bigby. It is April 7th, a Saturday, right before Wrestlemania.
36 hours away from WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 34.
Exactly.
So we're going to dive into the WrestleMania 34 card. We're also going to talk a little bit UFC Connor McGregor.
Yeah.
And an interesting interaction we had with a Greg Hastings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And probably the delay of a project we've been working on. Yes, it's going to be delayed another year.
Yes. Building suspense is what they call it.
Suspense. Yeah. More like, someone's not really trying. I.e. me.
Well, you know.
So where are we going to start?
Well, do we want to start with our interesting interaction, or?
Okay, let's start with our interesting interaction with our P-list celebrity, if you will.
Oh, I like what you did there.
I know,
what
right?
I like what you did there.
So, a couple months ago, we were we were running some preliminary tests, if you will, on our secret project, and you happened to pick up a game for said project. What was that game called again? And how much did you fucking spend on it?
Well, let's see. What's it? I think it was like Greg Hastings Paintball 3.
2,
3. I don't know. He's coming
2
out
because
with
3 is not out yet.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, Greg Hastings told me 3 is not out yet. It's coming soon.
That's right. That's right too. It was like, well, the price on the game was like $16.99. I didn't end up paying that much. I ended up paying like $14.99. Still probably too much.
And we did like 4 different tests, you know.
Yeah.
Like out of the 2 games you bought and brought over, like that one was overpriced but had its moments.
There was some interesting stuff from that game.
But the game before that was amazing. And you only spent $3.
That was the crazy thing, is probably the best value game was the best game we got.
I know.
It was really crazy. Yeah. But we're like, okay, we're playing this game, paintball, interesting. But
it's an FPS where you can cheat.
Yeah.
The cheating mechanic is harder than shit, though.
Yeah. Interesting to have a cheating mechanic. Okay.
First of all, it's interesting that there's even a paintball video game.
And that somebody would actually endorse said video game.
Sad part is, like, the game also, like, you start it up and you have to pick your team. And, like, these are, like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but these are, like, in my eyes, kind of the saddest here, because they're all like the super rookies of the paintball universe. And it's like, how bad do you have to be that you're a rookie of a paintball game and you're 7?
Oh man, what we should have had was Greg Hastings put us on his next video game.
Ah, we probably can.
We could probably make the amateur ranks.
We could. Celebrity amateur ranks. Amateur podcasters.
Oh, man.
No, we have to be legendaries.
But okay.
But we can only use pistols, and we have to scuttle.
The scuttling thing is the most terrifying thing ever. When you're playing 1v1, it is...
I don't know what you're talking about. I had a blast scuttling. You move so fucking fast.
I just run past him. Get to the checkpoint, done.
You couldn't run past me. You've been tripping over me every time. That's how fast you scuttle.
Oh, man.
Scuttling is as fast as running.
Basically.
But it takes you like 20 minutes to stand up. Like, I like how we're reviewing this game right now and not talking about Greg Hastings incident.
Well, we have to give the listeners a little bit of a backstory. And,
I'm not gonna lie, I actually did kind of have some fun with that game.
I mean,
for as bad as it was, like, before this incident, we were like, we're fucking returning this game. There's no fucking way we're keeping it.
I was getting so roasted for picking this game.
I know,
Still
you
do,
were.
but
It's still fucking terrible.
But it was, it turned into something interesting.
Because at the end of our test for that game, we did something different. We were so fucking pent up with anger and rage. Even I was pent up with anger and rage, and I don't even do this. We decided to go troll Greg Hastings.
Well, at first we were looking
or at least attempt to troll Greg Hastings.
We're going through this game, and we're like, this is and then we go, well, who the hell is Greg Hastings?
And you just look him up on Twitter.
So we go, well, go to Twitter, take a look, see if he's on Twitter. He just happens to be. I see that he has, I don't know,
like 6,029 followers, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like 6,000 followers, 29, like you said. And I go,
I am following him. I don't know. Because it's like that after that interaction, might as fucking well follow him.
But
hashtag video game.
But I start out with the, how do you have 6,000 followers?
You do.
As a troll.
You did. I don't know. When would we do this? Like early March?
Yeah, early March, I'd say.
Okay. Because I know for a fact I can find these. But keep going on about your whole. Because after you tweeted that, I remember I tweeted immediately. I was the first one to tweet. Cause I remember that because you were like, I should tweet this at him, and I'm like already writing, how is being a paintball pro a thing?
So we're both just trolling him, with him being a little bit more how paintball is a thing, where I'm just trying to make fun of how many followers he has, because how could you have that many followers?
Exactly. But like I said, I'm pretty much more savage, because I'm like, how is your fucking job a thing? How is the thing you're good at a thing?
But a little bit more to Greg Hastings. He's a Canadian.
He's a Canadian. We figured that one out.
Reading through his bio.
Yes, we read through his bio and we found out he's in the Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Newfoundland?
Yeah, I think so.
God, it's somewhere on the very, very east coast of Canada.
But we go, okay, Canadian.
Yeah, because he was on.
Didn't really think much of that.
No.
At first.
Yeah.
But when it got to sort of his response to the thing.
Because this was about, like, after we did our third project and we were about to have lunch and, go out, look for more stuff to do. We come back after the test, you look at it and you're like, my Twitter's blowing up.
Yeah, I go.
Well, blowing up as in someone retweet. Someone's messaging me.
Yeah, that's as far as my Twitter blows up, is one retweet from somebody. But I go, okay. And I start looking, I go, Greg Hastings just retweeted my tweet.
Okay. I'll be the voice of Greg Hastings. Lots of paintball and gaming fans, I guess. That's not very much IMO about your 6,029.
Yeah, I went with his exact number of followers.
I know
how many.
You did. And then with mine, I also put the hashtag Greg Hastings paintball too to reference his fucking game sucks. His response, it's a thing! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. This is my 31st season! 5 exclamation points. Google is your friend. 2 exclamation points. LOL, hashtag paintball. But my hashtag Greg Hastings paintball too, which didn't get retweeted, but it got liked by Greg Hastings. Hashtag GHP3 is coming soon.
Oh, man.
And then, after that whole incident, we were kind of humbled because he kind of, just took it as in stride and was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Although, almost reading back his response to you seemed a little bit more savage than I was kind of expecting from a Canadian.
I know, right? But then there was that cunt who, tried to follow our trend of slamming him.
Oh, yeah, there was, wasn't there?
Hey, at Greg Hastings, how do you even have fans? You're crap at paintball. I could beat you any day.
Yes, we started something. Yay.
And then Greg Hastings just replied, "You are not going to beat me." 5 exclamation points.
I also like the way you read that 5 exclamation points.
With me, he loved the exclamation points. He didn't even use an exclamation point with you.
No.
He was just answering your question. He's like,
he thought I was asking a legit question. God bless you, Greg Hastings.
"May Canada forever be in your debt."
Jesus. You truly are Canadian. Canada's savior.
When the world falls to fire, there's only one man who can save us. That man is Greg Hastings. Him and his exclamation points. God damn.
Greg Hastings.
Just how?
Yeah, how? But it was sort of a humbling venture there. We kind of go, okay, Greg Hastings, not that bad of a guy, actually.
Nope. Game still sucks, but, whatever. Like I said, Greg Hastings, GHP3. Us two, legendaries. We can only scuttle and use pistols.
Like that.
I liked it.
No, we don't even get to use pistols. Our characters have to throw the tiny paintballs at people.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we need to use one of those, blow dart guns.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Oh, man.
I've only ever went paintballing once.
Never been paintballing, actually.
It's not really that fun. Because someone's always going to just come right up to you and just shoot you straight up in the back. Shit hurts.
Yeah, paintball is not... It hurts.
Especially when you're already on the ground.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'll do it. Greg Hastings. Yes, so now you finally know who that human is. Because pretty much everybody else didn't know.
I bet the two of us together could beat Greg Hastings in paintball. That's why there's the reason why I said the two of us together. Solo, we probably couldn't.
That's true.
It's probably a stealthy ninja when it comes to those things.
One of us will have to be.
Like, it turns out he's one of those inflatable obstacles. And he just walks around like that.
Oh, man. That makes me think that Greg Hastings Paintball 3 it's just going to be Fortnite, but paintball.
That'd be great. And you can cheat. That'd be amazing. Have that kind of battle royale mode.
We should challenge him to a paintball fight.
Yeah, we're gonna fly him all the way down from Canada to Michigan for a fucking paintball match and say, "Fuck you."
No, we'll say, "We're just better than you. You have to come down here to prove it. We're not gonna do anything."
Guys, it's in the middle of the season. I can't do that. It's an exhibition match. Come on.
Exhibition. Yeah, there we go. Exhibition match. 31 seasons. 31 too many.
Yeah.
Are we still trying to roast him? I don't understand.
I don't know. We're praising him and saying we can beat him. I don't know.
Always the best form of flattery, really.
Greg Hastings, can we get a free copy of GHP3?
Yeah, come on.
Hook us up, bro.
Yeah, hook us up. Really.
We'll tweet this at you. So you can retweet it.
Actually, we so should. We should tweet this out.
We should.
Yeah, you should.
Hey, Greg Hastings, look at these losers talk about you. And your game.
Good stuff. Good stuff, quality.
Exactly. So what's next up on the lineup?
Well, I feel like I want to kind of do WrestleMania last because that's the real big one. But
okay.
The interesting part is the Connor McGregor incident.
Uh-huh.
I guess I just want to start out with what's your thoughts on that?
I know it was stated before he did this, he was stripped of his title.
Yep.
So I think that was one of the reasons why he was tipped off.
My thing is, okay, so he's stripped of his titles because
Mhm.
he hadn't defended them in a while. I guess he hadn't really even fought in the UFC
Yeah.
in like a year and a half.
Yeah. He was busy with this whole Floyd Mayweather thing, and then he just kind of fell off.
Which, okay, whatever. But I just really wonder, it kind of seems that way right now, but was this truly just a Conor McGregor doing a Conor McGregor thing? Or did UFC try to plan some sort of publicity stunt to get attention for this UFC fight? You know, card, show, whatever.
I think it's a mix of both. Because Conor McGregor did get charged under 2 felonies,
I mean, yeah, that's the
With,
thing
like,
that throws it off.
but with like $50,000 for bail, which is like chump change for him.
Well, even $50,000 for bail seems dirt cheap for the situation because
Exactly.
not only does he have plenty of money anyway, but there's people that do far less and get bail higher or at that price. So it just seems a little insane.
But I think, the smartest person when it comes to sports is Vincent Kennedy McMahon, because, how can you make something so entertaining just throw in a little melodrama? And if you put, because let's talk about this. Like, does UFC actually have any real big stars right now?
Besides Conor? No.
Exactly. Can you name anybody who's actually like a super big draw for the UFC?
No.
Exactly, because they always drop off. Like, they always have their point and then they're gone.
Well, they've had their 3 biggest people for UFC have been Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, and Brock Lesnar. Those are the names you know of when you know of at least UFC of the past.
Yeah, of the recent past, at least.
Yeah. And you go, they're just...
And the only reason they, like, kind of really took in Brock Lesnar was because he was a huge draw.
Right.
Ronda Rousey was a huge draw. And then when she lost, she dropped off. And Conor McGregor, I honestly thought he was out of UFC.
Yeah, I kind of thought he was done.
After like, the whole Mayweather incident, I thought that was just a one-on-one thing. Like, and he was going to retire after all this. Because why should he? Why should he continue to fight? He's fucking making bank. But whatever.
Well, what I'm thinking mostly is that he would try to do other big fights. He knows he's a big draw. He knows he's a big name. He doesn't need to do little UFC fights for chump change. Doesn't make any sense. Just does.
But I mean, at the same time, UFC is trying to, like, the rumor is that Brock is going to be re-signing with UFC here shortly. So, they're going to be trying to get a big star back in Brock Lesnar.
Didn't he get DQ'd or something the last time he fought because of some steroids or something?
No.
I thought there was something like that.
I don't think he did. I think he got caught, fined, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
And then nobody cared.
But just the weird thing with this incident is, it's the timing. The timing seemed to be really good, for a publicity stunt to really get attention for this.
Yeah.
But the 2 things that went bad was charges were filed because people were hurt. And I just go, was it kind of thought, hey, let's try to do something crazy beforehand and get some stuff? Because, like, to be honest with you, before this Conor McGregor situation, I didn't even know there was a UFC, like, fight coming up. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. And just
as much as I know about UFC, I know that Cody Staman's still undefeated.
It's always good news.
Yeah, that's always good news.
The real rising star.
The real rising star.
The rising star.
Yeah. Like, all we gotta do is just say, hey, Cody, just start being a dick to everybody. Yell at a puppy if you have to. Make people pay to see you lose, but you keep winning. That's how you build a star. You build up a guy who can't. You build up a guy who can't lose because everybody wants to see him lose. You know, because that's the big thing. Everybody will pay to see you lose. They hate you, and they want to be there when they see you lose. But you win. And then you build up a guy who's becoming unstoppable, who's the underdog.
Just imagining him yelling at a puppy. Like, that's his gimmick. This one yells at puppies.
Yeah, he wouldn't get far if he just yelled at puppies. But you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally.
But you get what I mean.
People love to hate.
They do.
People.
They do.
People love to have the person they love to hate.
They do.
You know, Ronda Rousey, there was probably some people that loved to hate her when she was winning a lot.
Yeah.
Because she had, she hadn't actually really lost until she lost those last 2 times and pretty much was done.
You know, because she wasn't really the good fighter. Let's be honest. She was trained in judo, and any judo instructor will tell you judo does not go far in MMA.
The thing is, look at all the weak sauce that the UFC had for women fighters, though, before
Exactly.
her. Because she would knock all of them out within a minute.
Exactly. And then the one person who came along that was like a better fighter beat her in a minute.
Yeah. Well,
pretty much.
Yeah. Give or take.
You know. And then she was just never the same. But now she's in WWE, so.
And now she goes to WWE, which
is kind of actually a lifelong dream of hers, so.
Which is
kind of
a
works
cool
out.
venture, and I think that since she built such of a name for herself in the UFC, that she really built into a good character that the WWE can use, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And, I heard a lot of, analysts and stuff talking about this Conor McGregor stuff, and they go, well, if he gets kicked out of the UFC, does he decide to try to go to wrestling?
No. Conor wouldn't go to wrestling.
You don't think there's enough money in wrestling for
I don't think Conor personally would do it.
You just don't think that he is?
No. He'd probably go to, like a Japan shoot fight stuff. Strong MMA kind of thing. Just go there and fight.
Well, that's also the interesting thing about
Be a giant dick there.
That's the interesting thing about his charges, is his charges, since he's a foreign national, that if he's convicted of a felony, they could just block his passport from entering the U.S.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could...
But, here's the other thing. He does all this. He's not fired or suspended from the UFC. He just has criminal charges now.
And, Dana White goes...
And Dana White is Vince McMahon's friend.
This is...
So, the storyteller telling a competitor, just get a little buzz going around one guy.
Well, my wondering is, what does Dana White have going on? He's running the UFC, but UFC was just purchased recently.
Yeah.
So, does he have any ownership stake still left, or doesn't he? Does this matter as much to him or not?
He's definitely one of the higher ups still. He's got to be. He's got to be at least the face of the company.
Yeah, well, he is. He goes to the press conferences. He does this and that.
Yeah.
He does pretty much a lot of the public talking. That type of stuff. So he's still huge in UFC. But does he have any ownership stake? Does it matter for him? I just wonder, because the UFC, even though they just got bought, are in dire straits.
Yeah.
They have nobody.
Exactly.
They have no stars.
Nope.
Viewership's down.
Yep.
And, I mean, the political climate that's growing and growing and growing is it seems like younger people are less and less about the violence, and UFC is real violence.
Yeah.
Where the WWE is doing well
Whereas
it's
you have
quote unquote fake violence.
Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, UFC is dropping off, but guess what? Wrestling is on the rise. Like, professional wrestling is on the rise. New Japan is becoming like a household name now. Like,
Well, that's also
and then there's Lucha Underground, which has like a deal with Netflix right now, and it has its first 2 seasons. Don't get me wrong. I don't watch Lucha Underground because it's way too fucking weird for me because, wrestlers with demon spirits inside of them, jaguars, animal spirits, and it's like, they're like, yeah, this is what we're fucking doing. Deal with it. I'm like, guys, there's only so much I can take. And like New Japan is all like, kind of like the bridge between WWE and UFC, that super strong style that looks stiff and competitive, but like there's still some great story there, and WWE is just basically all story, and it's gaining the best wrestlers.
And that's kind of goes hand in hand with all that. Is the climate seems to be going that way. They want more of a story. They want this, and people like hearing indulging in the stories, but they still, a lot of them understand, this is not real. This is fake fighting. This is not.
I also gotta tell you something. Remind me after the podcast to show you XFL.
Okay.
Because Vince McMahon is trying to bring back the XFL.
I had seen something about that a while back. Because I don't know how long ago he announced that, but whenever he announced
back in January.
Yeah.
It was about Rumble time.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I just think that's the way it's going, so that it just really hurts the UFC.
Yeah.
Which
it's more about entertainment. Sadly, UFC is like an actual competition, and they can't do stories because you can't predetermine a fight like that.
No.
Sadly, you can't without making it look hokey. So,
and that's the thing is how do you fix it? I don't know how you fix the UFC.
No.
But just it's not really that interesting to me anyway.
No, it's
relatively,
really dropped off. There will always be the diehard fans, but it's really going down.
Shall we move on to WrestleMania?
The WrestleMania 34 match card. Yes, we should. We should. I know you do not know that much about wrestling.
Nope, you're kind of going to be taking the lead on.
So
this
I kind of want to go from the bottom up on this list. Start at the bottom of the card.
No
go to the bottom. Go to the top. Sadly, the 2 battle royals. I will probably be the only one doing predictions for this one because I know more of the rosters than you do.
Yep. Okay.
So the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. My prediction for winning would be. Quite honestly, like they've really thrown curveballs the last few ones. Like last year was Mojo Rawley, and like who the fuck is that? Exactly. He was the Gronkowski guy. He was the guy with Gronkowski.
Oh, was he? Oh,
yeah, that was that guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dolph Ziggler win it. Yeah, I think I'd go with Dolph Ziggler. And then the Women's Battle Royal, which was supposed to be called the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, but thankfully they changed it because Fabulous Moolah was a sex trafficker who didn't deserve to be recognized.
Oh, what? Yeah, good thing, huh?
Yeah, she was a quote unquote trainer who would pimp out her trainees to other companies.
Oh, man.
And have her trainees get raped by wrestlers. So yeah. That's why the fans were like, "Yeah, fucking take her name off this."
Yeah, like what were they thinking in the first place? Jesus.
They were thinking we forgot. But like that whole thing, I was just like, so are we going to have a Chris Benoit casket match? Memorial casket match? Okay, but for the Women's Battle Royal, this one's also kind of tossed up in the air because the only real major one that's other like non-title women's storyline going on is not Becky, but Bailey versus Sasha Banks kind of thing.
Okay.
But I don't think either one of those is going to win. I think we're probably going to get an NXT women's call-up. I don't know who it would be. I haven't really watched NXT in a while, so hopefully.
So sort of a little bit of a wild card there.
Yeah, wild card there. But if I'd have to put it down, like I'll just go with my safe bet and say Becky Lynch, because the Irish girl deserves it, because she's been underutilized by creative. So I know we got something that you may be helpful with. The SmackDown Tag Team Triple Threat match between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. The Usos are the champions, New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers are the challengers. Who is going to win?
The thought there is that I don't know if do you really want the Usos to lose to somebody, or are you thinking they're going to retain it?
I think they're going to lose. More than likely, they're going to lose.
Which one? Which tag team match would group would you say is better though? The New Day or the Bludgeon Brothers?
Well, the New Day, as we all know, is one of the best modern tag teams of all time, having the longest tag team title reign, I believe, in modern history. But I believe but the recent storyline has been setting up that the Bludgeon Brothers were going to win the titles. So,
are they fairly new? How long have they been around?
Bludgeon Brothers have been around for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
So kind of getting them into the mix then?
Yeah, they've been pushed really, really strongly recently. So,
the New Day gets a lot of. It seems like there's just a lot of advertising. They have a lot of stuff going on, which is.
Yeah, you want to know what their new thing is? Pancakes.
Pancakes. Do they carry pancakes out with them or what?
Well, what Biggie would do is he'll have a pancake in his jock, and he'd pull his tights out, grab the pancake, and shove it in someone's mouth. So his dick pancake is going in someone's mouth.
Oh,
and they'll make pancakes in the ring.
They'll make pancakes in the ring?
Yeah.
What, have a whole setup with the...
Well, they're already pre-made pancakes, but it makes it look like they made pancakes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
They went from bootios to pancakes. These guys are getting pancakes over. Which got me thinking, if The Rock was in this WWE, we'd have candles saying, The Rock says. Or what The Rock is cooking. So you can just be like, I smell what The Rock is cooking.
Just that type of pancakes and bootios.
Yes.
Now I just want the New Day to win. Pancakes? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm with the BB and you're with the New Day. Next is 205 Live's Cruiserweight Championship Tournament Finale. Cedric Alexander, I did nothing wrong before the Royal Rumble, so why am I not getting my title shot? Versus Mustafa Ali. The build-up to this was Enzo Amore got charged with rape before the Royal Rumble, and his match was a title match against Cedric Alexander. So WWE stripped Enzo and fired him. Stripped Enzo of his title and fired him, not stripped him naked and fired him.
Yeah, I got that part.
So they stripped him of the title, and at Royal Rumble, instead of Cedric Alexander having a title shot, they had a 6-man tag team match instead for cruiserweights to be shown off.
Oh, man.
In a forgettable match. So then they hired a wrestler from Impact Wrestling called Rockstar Spud, who is now known as Drake Maverick, who has a terrible name. He should still be Rockstar Spud because Rockstar Spud is the coolest fucking name, and everybody everybody in the crowd was shouting Spud, Spud, Spud. And then they were like Drake Maverick. Everybody was like, oh, boo,
boo, boo.
But like I said, I don't follow 205 Live either because cruiserweights aren't really my thing. It's too lucha libre for me. But so I don't really know who the fuck Mustafa Ali is. But I really think they're going to put the belt on Cedric Alexander because, okay, I kind of skipped a bunch, but like after the Rumble, with Rockstar Spud, he created a cruiserweight tournament, which is kind of, and like cruiserweights have been taken off Raw and SmackDown and just been presented on 205 Live, so nobody knows what's been going on 205 Live. You've had to check out. So, that being said, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali are the last two in the finals, and yeah, that's the build-up.
Well, from the build-up, it does sound like Cedric Alexander would be the better pick.
Yeah.
I mean...
But I think Mustafa Ali is the one that has the cooler finisher.
Oh, does he?
I think so. I think it's like a reverse 450 splash.
Ooh.
I think he like sets up for like a moonsault, but he does the 450 instead.
But
I don't know.
But wouldn't that be an interesting storyline if Cedric Alexander has to go through all this and had not really gotten his shot, gets his shot, and then loses?
It'd be a good story, but
I
like 205 Live has been like in dire straits because the cruiserweights are terrible. Like so far, 2 of their past champions have been fired. 1 was released. 2 of them have been fired. 2 of them quit.
Oh.
They've only had 5 champions.
Oh man. Yeah, that's where you start getting in a little bit of trouble.
TJP, I believe, was the first. Nope, they had 6 champions because I forgot. There was TJP and the Brian Kendrick. Then there was Rich Swann. Then there was Adrian Neville, or Neville. Then there was Austin Aries, and then back to Neville. Wait, Austin Aries wasn't the champion. Yeah, Austin Aries was never champion. Never mind. And then there was Enzo Amore. So yeah, TJP and the Brian Kendrick are the only 2 who haven't really done anything bad.
Oh man.
Because Neville was like, "Fuck this place, I'm out." And then Rich Swann was it was some assault charges or some shit. I don't remember the story. I just remember seeing Rich Swann and was like, "Well, he's gone."
Yeah.
But yes, my pick would be Cedric Alexander.
My pick would also be Cedric Alexander.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Next up is the Raw Women's Championship match between Nia Jax and Miss Bliss, because I know if I say the first name, your fucking thing's gonna go off.
That's fair. That is fair.
Miss Bliss is the champion, and the build up to this story has, from the Rumble to Mania, Asuka won the Women's Royal Rumble, the very first ever Women's Royal Rumble. And she was a Raw superstar, so it was very, very alluded to that she would be facing off against Miss Bliss. But she was using Nia Jax kind of to keep Asuka away from her the whole time, and then skip all the way to Fastlane, which I think was the last Raw pay-per-view. After that, Asuka said she was challenging Charlotte. And then it became this whole Bliss versus Nia Jax because it's the whole bullying thing, because Alexa's kind of calling, like, behind Nia Jax's back that she's fat and whatever, and like she has the help of Mickie James now, and it's like be a star, anti-bullying. Here's a storyline where our champion is bullying the fat girl.
I like how that's what they made the story. Oh, okay.
So that part is Mickie James was in this angle 10 years ago, before she quit.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't want to see Bliss lose, because she's a good champion. She's a great heel. But I think Nia's gonna win. Cause be a star. Why have a buddy win on Mania?
Now, kind of setting this up when we go over champions, who are.
But be a star.
But so, would you say that?
Be a star.
Most of these set up the champions to lose.
Stand up against bullying.
Or is it going to be some might retain
be
the title?
A star and stand up against bullying.
I can't. I can't.
That's literally the storyline, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a bullying storyline. not even that good. Nia, who's been built up as this strong beast, is seen in the back just crying in tears because it's like, oh, they're making fun of me. Call me fat.
I like how you also described her as a strong beast.
She is a strong beast. She was beaten up like she was at she was the one who had the spot at the Women's Royal Rumble where everybody would just like gang up on her and start beating her down. And then she did the whole Hulk up and lift everybody off her, and it was like, that was awesome. Even though you saw it coming.
For some reason, that reminds me a lot of the movie, a scene in the movie Deadpool. Because I've watched it quite a few times recently because it's been on TV a lot. And he's just standing there and he's about to go, oh, superhero drop.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Yes, but back to your prediction. Who do you want? Who do you think's gonna win?
I can see the appeal of Nia Jax with the storyline.
Be a star.
But I want the bully to win. Let's go, Bliss.
All right, I understand. You want the champion to retain. All right, next is the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Bar versus Braun Strowman and an unnamed partner. I will not make you predict who the unnamed partner will be because I don't even know who the unnamed partner will be.
But he's been the one the entire time that's like, I need a partner for WrestleMania. Is
No.
this the guy? Or
No,
is
Braun Strowman's been, I don't need a partner for WrestleMania. I destroyed all the tag teams. I'm a beast myself.
Oh, was it? I thought there was somebody that was looking for a partner for WrestleMania.
No.
Or maybe it was just because he was like, I don't need a partner, and everybody's like, I'll be your partner.
Yeah, because there was an angle on the last Raw that was like Kurt Hawkins, who's like the jobber of Raw, like the glorified jobber, who everybody knows. He was like Braun, I'll be your partner. Braun just throws him through a wall.
I love that.
Braun also had like this cool gimmick where like the Bar called him out. You know who the Bar is, Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay.
Okay, so now you have a name of their face.
Yep.
Braun was like, I have a tag team partner. Me and him are a lot alike. Then he goes to the back and just puts on a shirt and glasses. Gets into the ring with a mic. Well, like, Corey Graves, who's like sold the shit out of this as a commentator, he's like, oh my God, where did Braun find this guy? He looks almost like Braun. He's so great. And he's like, I'm Braun Strowman. And then after he like takes off his shirt and glasses, Corey Graves is like, oh my God, it's Braun Strowman. Who would have guessed? And I'm like, dude, this is wrestling. This is fucking wrestling.
Wrestling to a T. Oh my gosh.
But before all this, the build-up, I guess, Sheamus and Cesaro have been undefeated as the tag team champions, if you will, in their tag title matches. They have not lost their tag team title any tag team title matches since, I think, beating Seth Rollins and Kurt Angle's illegitimate bastard son, Jason Jordan. So there's that. And then with Braun Strowman, he has been feuding with Brock Lesnar for the past 3 months. Two of the past 3 months at Rumble and whatever the other one was. I can't remember what I thought it was. Fastlane? Some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. At the Rumble, the build-up of the Rumble was actually pretty good. It was showing Braun off to be a beast. He was like, took a grappling hook, pulled some scaffolding down over like Brock Lesnar and Kane.
Oh, wow.
Really have to like pull your disbelief and be like, we just talked about a guy who assaulted a van, a bus, and now I'm talking about like, oh, this dude pulled on some scaffolding. It was awesome. It's like he didn't even get charged.
Interesting.
That's what I like about wrestling. Because you don't have to ask questions. You know it's fucking fake.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, he was built up as this unstoppable beast who couldn't beat Brock Lesnar. And then, for whatever reason, they had a tag team battle royal, and Braun Strowman was like, I'm in it now. And everybody was like, okay.
Okay.
And I thought it would be, and it was like super cool during this battle royal, that all the tag teams were kind of working together to beat Braun Strowman.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Braun Strowman wins.
Oh, yes.
Like, I thought that was really cool. I thought it would have been awesome if, like, Braun Strowman lost. And it was like, I want in this match. I need to prove I can beat these guys. But, yeah. He's also been feuding with Elias in a very weird thing. Elias is this guy who's known as the Drifter. He comes out with a guitar, plays it in the ring, kind of like does a bunch of go-away heel heat. Not like go-away heel heat, but like plays to the crowd. He knows how to play to the crowd real well.
Okay.
Like he'll just say nasty shit about the city they're in. And then like him and Braun Strowman had like this instrument match, I guess, where Braun Strowman had like a grand piano and he was like playing it and he was like, I'm not finished with you. And like, I don't remember the whole thing, but like, I remember at the end of the match, Braun just like drops the piano on Elias, and I'm like, yeah, this is believable. Yeah. Like, there was the piano, and then he was like playing the giant bass, which he broke the strings to. And then he was like, well, I only have one more use for this. And then he breaks fucking Elias's head over it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That sounds like a great match.
Yeah. Yeah. Braun is entertaining as hell. For like big scary monster, big scary unstoppable monster. Yeah. He's fucking hilariously awesome. That being said, like I said, I don't know who his tag team partner is going to be, but I would really like it if Braun would win, because the past few weeks, Sheamus and Cesaro have been doing one-on-one matches against Braun, and they've been losing. However, I would like to see them as a tag team against Braun Strowman, because if his partner were to lose, they could also be champions. But my prediction is Braun and to be determined. So
that's kind of what I was thinking as it was going along. You know, you had this to be determined person, and maybe it is another wrestler, or maybe they pick some celebrity, get some other draw to it. I could kind of see that.
yeah.
So I kind of think that's what kind of puts them on the edge. I almost imagine they just put some funny non-wrestling person at all as the partner, which does nothing the entire match, and then Braun just does it himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that.
Kind of like Team Hell No when it was Kane and Daniel Bryan and they were doing the whole I'm the tag team champions. No, I'm the tag team champions.
Yeah,
but like Braun getting paired with like the gobbledygooker. Yeah. Just a giant turkey.
That'd be
just
great.
A guy in a turkey suit.
No,
that's all the gobbledygooker is. It's just a guy in a turkey suit.
That would be great. That would be great.
But yeah, I'm going with Braun and unnamed partner.
It just seems.
That your pick too?
Yeah.
All right.
Braun.
All right. Next is the U.S. Championship with U.S. Champion Randy Orton going up against the glorious Bobby Roode, the sadly racist against Nakamura Jinder Mahal, and I want my release, but you put me in this match, Rusev. Who?
Well, definitely not Rusev then.
Why? He's like one of the more over people in this match. Dude, no. Rusev's gimmick is that every day is Rusev Day. And WWE released a calendar that has, like, each month is a picture of Rusev, but every day says Rusev Day. So it's kind of weird that WrestleMania falls on Rusev Day. You know?
True. I almost want that calendar now.
You should. Just buy it.
Sounds
just
great.
Be like, oh, it's Saturday. Oh, but it's Rusev Day.
Just every day. Hello, friends. It's Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Have a good Rusev Day.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really paid attention to the build-up in this match. I just know that, like, it was originally just gonna be Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal, and then, like, last week they were like, oh, here you go, Rusev. Like, it was so last minute that in the program they just put Rusev's head. They didn't even finish his body on the program. That's how last minute it was. Let's see if I can find that. I'm pretty sure I can, but...
So what do you have on Bobby Roode and Jinder Mahal?
Bobby Roode is the glorious one who's originally, when becoming the U.S. champion, was like, I'm going to be the best U.S. champion ever. Goes up against Randy Orton and loses. And Randy Orton is Randy Orton. He's the most boring man ever. you know? So, there's that.
There's that.
And Jinder Mahal has been racist. He's the Indian guy who, when he was feuding with Shinsuke Nakamura, kept doing a bunch of, "Oh, you all look the same to me." And I'm like, and everybody was like, dude. It's 20. I don't know when that was. I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018, but either way, people were like, really? Dude's a better wrestler than you. Just go away. That's go away heat.
It's really bad, but it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh.
It's like, you're probably laughing because you know that's a train wreck right there, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, this dude's train wrecking his own career with this.
So
Why are
bad.
they making him do this?
So bad.
And everybody's just like, dude, you're doing this with Nakamura of all people, the dude who can probably literally knock your fucking head off.
Do you really think Rusev could just be that guy put on last minute that gets the win?
I would love to see that. You know, he wants to be released, but they give him the championship, and then he's like, I'm the Rusev champion. I am the United States champion on Rusev Day.
That would actually be great.
Yeah. But I don't see Randy Orton walking out of Mania as champion. And if they do, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible, terrible idea.
I almost am kind of between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think.
Because Randy Orton's gimmick now is just RKO out of nowhere. That's it. He's just a meme.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Randy Orton has, like, everything to become the greatest wrestler ever. He's just so scared of getting injured that he doesn't want to do it.
Mm.
He has, like, the best timing, but he just wants to work a slow, methodical pace, and it's like, you're boring. Your matches are boring, dude.
I'm thinking Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode?
Redemption.
Yeah.
Redemption.
I would love Bobby Roode, but I would also like Rusev. So I think I'm also going to go Bobby Roode.
I was between Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, and I picked Bobby Roode, but the last minute thing with Rusev also kind of threw me off. Cause I'm like
I said, literally last week, they were like, yeah, you're going in this match.
And I go, well, could they? Could they do it? It's like,
who knows?
Yeah, Bobby Roode.
But following that, with our both picks of Bobby Roode, is the Intercontinental Championship, where the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, takes on Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Build up to this match is Miz and Maurice are getting their own show on USA Network or whatever fucking channel it's going on now.
Oh, are they?
It's kind of going to be like the Total Divas, Total Bellas kind of thing.
Oh.
But now with just The Miz and his wife. And I guess they're going to be having a kid shortly, so there's that.
The Miz is an interesting guy, sort of.
He's a really good guy. He's really good. He's really grown on me. Like, lately he's been pretty good heel. But at the same time, like, he does a lot for the company. He's one of those guys. Build-up has been Seth Rollins wants a match at WrestleMania. So he just goes after The Miz. And, Intercontinental Champion, why not?
Right.
And then Finn Balor is also like, I want to go to Mania. And then he's like, I'll go after The Miz. And it's like, okay. And that's it. It's kind of just been Seth Rollins and Finn Balor trying to one-up each other by using The Miz. And Miz Taraj of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas have kept interfering. So, really not much story to this one. But you got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor in a match.
It seems a little disinteresting to have either one of those win. It almost seems more interesting to just have The Miz retain more than anything.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that. I'd personally love to see Balor win because I think what they're planning on doing is 2018 is probably start up the Balor Club, which I'll also have to show you the Bullet Club stuff because you know nothing of the Bullet Club. And trust me, the Bullet Club is the biggest, was the biggest thing in wrestling for like 2 years. But hopefully 2018 will be the year of the Balor Club. And then we'll start with the Intercontinental Championship, and then hopefully the Balor Club will help Finn get to the Universal Championship again. Win the title he never lost, kind of thing. But I'd love to see Finn win.
Is that who you think?
That being said, I think Seth Rollins is going to win.
You think Seth Rollins is going to
Because Burn It Down.
burn it down?
That's the beginning of his new theme.
Is it?
Yes. It's like he has this same fucking theme, but it's like it starts off with Burn It Down. And then just kicks in his old theme.
With that being said, and what you think, kind of think with Finn Balor, I think I'm going to go with Finn Balor on this one.
Okay.
I think if they're going to start something with him, to start something at WrestleMania would be pretty cool.
Because Finn Balor also has the Balor Club behind him. They're the club, as they're still called, of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The only one who's going in solo is kind of Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay.
So. But yeah, I think Seth Rollins would win. I'd like to see that. And then we have the returning. Thank fucking Jesus, 3 years he's been medically cleared, but WWE hasn't pulled the trigger. The returning Daniel Bryan.
Has he really been gone that long?
He's been GM. WWE hasn't allowed him to compete.
Wow.
For 3 years. So he's been put as SmackDown GM. And, his contract is ending in September, and people are thinking he may quit and go to New Japan and just wrestle there. So WWE is like, yeah, that we can't let that happen. Put this man in a fucking match. So Daniel Bryan is going to be teaming with Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they are rehired to SmackDown. That is the stipulation for the match.
Oh.
The build-up has been Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been running amok on SmackDown, and originally everybody thought that this Mania match was going to be Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon was recently diagnosed with the thing that was almost killed Brock Lesnar, that diverticulitis. And so there's that. So he's had to step down as commissioner. But Bryan is still general manager. So he was also medically cleared. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who kept beating around Shane McMahon, started beating down Daniel Bryan. I'm kind of glossing over like the Royal Rumble and the Fastlane stuff, which was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. And if they won, they'd be the co-WWE champions. Which everybody knew that wasn't going to happen. It's the WWE Championship. It's like the second biggest championship in the world.
Right.
Behind the IWGP Championship, which is in New Japan. And that's the most prestigious title in the world. But that being said, I don't know how they're going to go with this match because the stipulation is a bit odd to me. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, if they win, they're rehired to SmackDown. The commentators kept emphasizing that would be rehired to SmackDown, which makes me think if they lose, they'll probably go to Raw. Kind of thing,
Right. Do you think they toss Daniel Bryan a bone with this being his first fight in a long time? Do you think
if they did that, they would beat up Daniel Bryan? Owens and Zayn would beat up Daniel Bryan and then beat the living shit out of McMahon and pin him, kind of thing. So Bryan doesn't technically lose if they did that. But WWE doesn't really like Daniel Bryan in ring, kind of.
Okay.
So I don't know which way this match would go. I don't know who I really want to win. I really want Daniel Bryan and Shane, but at the same time, I want Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to just win.
You want them to stay on SmackDown?
Kind of, yeah, because Raw... well, I guess they could go to Raw, But like I said, I'd rather have them stay on SmackDown, and because the Superstar Shuffle is coming up. So we'll see what that happens. But yeah.
The stipulation does seem pretty... I mean, it just kind of seems like that would be a more leaning way, a rehiring on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you got to remember, this is also the most unpredictable night in sports entertainment.
It really is. I mean, us just trying to guess what we think is still going to be.
Uh-huh.
I just can't wait to be proven wrong on all of these.
And we're in like the top 5 matches now. Top 5 most anticipated matches now.
You know,
Well, top 4 in the main event, or the headline, as I'd like to call it. It's not a main event.
man, this is kind of a hard one.
I know, right?
This is a really hard one to pick. I think I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Shane.
Yeah, I'm gonna be opposite. I'm gonna go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But with that being said, it's time for the SmackDown Women's Championship. First, with the champion Charlotte Flair going up against the Queen Charlotte Flair. Let me tell you this, going up against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
I'd actually
Asuka,
already kind of started to see a feud or something with Asuka, and
as far as I know, those two have never wrestled each other, not even in NXT. Asuka is undefeated, and Charlotte Flair is the champion. It's kind of the build-up to this match.
which actually makes it sound like a really good match.
I know, right? Could go either way. Charlotte could be the first one to end the streak, but at the same time, the streak is, for the main audience, is still relatively new. And I don't see why they would take Asuka off Raw and not give her the championship kind of thing.
Well, just with Asuka's performance,
Mm-hmm.
she's been good.
She's been phenomenal.
And,
She won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble.
right. Well, that's like...
She's undefeated.
Even me not watching wrestling at all, one of the names, for the most part, that I knew was Asuka's.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
She's
a beast, and she's gonna take this match.
She's an unstoppable beast like Nia Jax.
Yeah, unstoppable beast is exactly.
I was thinking about when we were talking about that match. I was like, I need to do the same thing for Asuka when I describe her.
I just think she is.
Yeah, I want to say Asuka's gonna win this too. Like, I don't think her streak's gonna end.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, it's very interesting because, as far as I know, these two have never faced off against each other, so it could go either way.
They could make it go either way, but I just don't know if I'd see them having her streak finish.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. I just don't think so.
Like, it might end at the next WrestleMania, when she's like, "If no one can beat me, I'm retiring," kind of thing.
Right.
Because that's what she did with NXT. She was like, "I've been undefeated for 2 years. I'm retiring from NXT. Fuck this." And then she was called up to the main roster, and now she's undefeated.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I see it happening.
Yeah,
So we're both at Asuka.
Asuka.
All right, next is Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Let's be honest. Triple H is just there for a paycheck.
Well, that's like, as soon as I saw Ronda Rousey, I'm like, this is her going to be her first ring debut or something?
Her in-ring debut.
First in-ring debut.
Yep.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
And I mean, it's Kurt Angle. I mean, Triple H has just been at the last 5 WrestleManias just to get a paycheck, pretty much. And I mean, Stephanie McMahon's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, she's going to eat the pin.
Yep.
Clearly. And then, so we're both Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, we're pretty.
And now it's probably the match of the night here. Match of the century, match of the decade here. Because WWE even released a Shinsuke Nakamura documentary, half-hour documentary about this match. We have WWE Champion. This should have been the main event. This literally should be the last match on the card. WWE Champion AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Storyline to build up, kind of crap. but you have the two best wrestlers in the world today, or two of the best in the top 10, top 5 maybe,
Right.
wrestlers today going one-on-one at WrestleMania. It's a toss-up.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely a toss-up.
I mean, Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble, and he immediately just wanted to face AJ Styles. So he was in the documentary, like he was like really worried at the Elimination Chamber, like AJ Styles wasn't going to win, because he was like, it is going up against a lot of people, but I have faith he'll win. I want to face him. And then AJ Styles won because everybody fucking wants to see this dream match.
Yeah.
Of AJ Styles versus Nakamura.
I like the prospect of Nakamura. I think.
Like, I don't want to see the Flat Earther AJ Styles win, but this is the WWE Championship we're talking about.
Yeah, this is.
Does WWE really want to pull the trigger on the Japanese WWE champion for like a long time? Like King of Strong Style versus the Phenomenal One. These two fought at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom 10. And that was like a couple years ago. I don't remember the year exactly.
For some reason, I just have a feeling. They're going to pull the trigger. It's gonna be Nakamura.
I have a feeling that's going to happen. But at the same time, I know AJ Styles is going to do anything he can to win. Either way, this match is going to blow the roof off the fucking building.
Yeah, this is worth the price of admission, as they say.
I would pay fucking pay-per-view price for the network just to see that match.
To sound like a good one.
Yes. So, you got Nakamura, I got Styles.
Yeah.
And that's the last match of the night. For the Universal Championship, is champion Brock Lesnar versus the Big Dog. The Big Dog's going to win.
This almost sounds terrible.
It does.
This almost sounds like a terrible match.
Guess what? One of the people in this match has headlined WrestleMania for the past 5 years. Can you guess which one it is? It's the Big Dog.
The Big Dog.
Like in the past 5 Rumbles, he's been the Big Dog has also been one of the last 3 in the ring. Like, we're tired of Roman Reigns. Just give him the fucking championship and then just give it to someone else, please. Just have Joe come back, Samoa Joe come back and fucking have a feud with him. Make Roman a corporate champion. Turn him heel. We're tired of Reigns.
What about Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar is probably going to the UFC. He's probably going to just drop the championship and go to UFC. That's literally how everybody feels about this match. It's like Brock Lesnar is going to quit and go to the UFC unless he gets paid more.
He might. WWE seems like more of a money market than UFC.
Yeah, but UFC is going to be like, oh, we got a big draw Brock Lesnar back.
Yeah, he gets the big money fights. Yeah.
Plus Brock doesn't like people and he doesn't like to travel, so UFC you only have to travel like once every 4 months.
That's
Get a
true.
paycheck.
That's true.
And he gets to take as many steroids as he wants in UFC. Until the fight, and it's like, oh, gotta take a piss test. I've been clean for 3 weeks. Okay, took your piss test. I understand. Here's my kid's piss. Test it. We found like 17 different horse steroids in this for your kid. Exactly. I need a beast.
Yeah, this match is just a steaming turd, really. It seems.
It's gonna be Roman Reigns. There's no prediction about it. Everybody knows it's gonna be Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Roman Reigns.
Like, they've been building up the F5 to be the unstoppable finisher because nobody's kicked out of it. It only takes one F5 and that's it. But guess what? They've also been building up Roman Reigns as the guy who also has a finisher that only takes one shot and you're down. So Roman Reigns is going to get F5 and then he's going to kick out of it. That's gonna be Big Dog standing over the beast with the championship match. Whoa.
He's really called the Big Dog?
That's his nickname. He's the Big Dog. He's the Big Dog.
That sounds terrible.
Exactly.
Just go away, Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
Just go away. Take him to the farm. He can just go to the farm.
Like
about his days.
Like all you know about Roman Reigns is like how I visually look right now. I'm like, how am I a wrestling fan with Roman Reigns as the fucking company guy of WWE? Like seriously, if they don't turn him heel, it's like why? Why? John Cena's too old to be the face. Fucking give it to Balor.
But they want the Big Dog.
Fucking hire Kenny Omega. Bring him over here and be champion. That ain't gonna happen. Kenny Omega likes New Japan too much. Just bring back The Undertaker and give him the championship. No match. Then have John Cena and Undertaker in that last match. Like apparently they're gonna set up for WrestleMania 35. 10 years too late.
Right.
But yeah, my prediction is the Big Dog's gonna win, no matter what.
Yeah, I'll go with the Big Dog. And that is the WrestleMania 34.
Why is that gonna be
match.
the last match? Why can't Shinsuke and AJ be that match? Just give Reigns and Brock Lesnar the cool down.
They literally seem like the way better match, but...
God damn you, Vince McMahon. But no, I'm actually excited for this card. It's a pretty stacked card.
Yeah, most of it seems like some pretty good matches.
Yeah, John Cena's not on there, which kind of sad, but it's whatever. He's old. He's quitting. He's part-timing.
Yeah, he's been the face for a while.
Yeah, he's taking a step back.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Cause
Even though we all know he can be in the Andre the Memorial Battle Royal, but that's not going to happen.
Well, it's one of those things. Even though it's fake stuff, he can still be pretty tough on your body.
Yeah.
Kind of want to get out a little bit earlier than you need to sometimes, because otherwise you're just wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in to watch this. Hopefully it's a good card. I'd enjoy it, no matter what.
And I think on our next podcast we will break down how either right or wrong we were.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about how right I was. I'm going to have to re-listen to this just to write down all our predictions and be like, okay, Jay said at the bar, Braun Strowman, Cedric Alexander. Who was that one? Did we pick that one again? No. I'm going to have to listen to all that fucking ranting.
Yeah.
Especially about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Oh, I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to be like Roman Reigns for both of us. Roman Reigns, why would he lose?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Just why? Well, that's it for this PhantasmaCast. See you next time.